So here we are. I'm glad you're here today. So we're winding up 2024. It's the first day of December. And we were talking earlier about this shift that seems to be occurring. It's almost as if, like the waves in the ocean, we are expanded and then we contract and then we're expanded and then we contract. And that's maybe how you are during your day. One minute you're expanded and your heart is open. And the next minute you hear something that is unpleasant and you contract, or you get afraid, or you don't know what to do. So we have this experience of expanding into love, into presence, into allowing what's here, and into contraction where we want to resist what's happening and we don't want to welcome what's happening because we think we know a better way or a right way. And as we contract, we may notice that we're very aware of others, other people, other opinions, other habits, other practices, other ways of looking at the world, other religions. But when we're expanded and we're present and our heart is open, there's only us. There's no them. So I encourage you to consider the many ways we separate ourselves from the world and from the people in it by tuning into them and what they're doing wrong and how they don't have it right and how they could really improve. And to remember our common humanity, where each one of us at some point in time has been upset, angry, aggressive, mean. At the same time, each and every one of us has been full of joy. We're passionate, we're inspired, we're connected, we're kind. So all of us have these same fluctuations in our programming. And to remember that we're not so different from everyone else, that we are all the same sometimes. So this is, I think, our call right now to this big shift on this planet and in the cosmos. Some of you are aware of astrology. I don't know it enough to say what's going on, except for I can say I can feel a shift that we're moving towards love-centered behavior, peace-centered behavior, and a inclusive perspective. So whether you were told by some newscasters last week to not spend time with people who are not like you, who voted differently than you, who are different than you, who have different values. That was on the broadcast media in the United States, that we should avoid people like that. Now, to me, I think our spiritual practice is to be able to be with anything. And we don't have to love it, but we have to allow what's here, whether it's a rainstorm or a windy day, or whether it's bad news or good news. So I think that was bad advice, right? I allow it, of course, because I'm a meditation practitioner, but I would suggest that each one of us on this call can handle being in a room with someone who has a different opinion, can handle being in conversation with someone who's not exactly like you. And I call you to your strength. I call you to trust yourself and believe that it's possible. Now, there's a caveat. Don't hurt yourself. Don't be in an environment that's painful, and don't hurt anyone else. That's what my husband always taught his kids. Don't hurt yourself. Don't hurt anyone else. Those were their instructions for living. He also, when he was leading meditations at my meditation center in Sedona, would often say, be kind to yourself, no matter what. No matter what someone has done to you, no matter what you have done to someone else, no matter what's going on in the world, do not stop being kind to yourself. So as we move into this meditation, I want to just talk a little bit about a couple of types of meditation and what we'll be doing today. So many times in meditation, we focus on something. There's your willingness to do the practice. There's your gentle, mindful attention. And then there's that which you're focused on, whether it be a candle flame, a mantra, your breath, something you feel, cultivate an emotion, or some sort of movement. So there's your willingness, and then there's that which you focus on. In this meditation, we're going to do something slightly different. And some of you have been through some of the meditations where I offer what's called an open awareness practice. For those of you who got my newsletter, I was practicing open awareness as I was writing the newsletter. Open awareness simply means being present with a quality or an attitude or experience of love with what's going on and allowing what's here, allowing everything that's here. Whether it's a loud noise in the other room, whether it's pain in your body, whether it's behaviors that someone is doing that is really none of your business, and their perspective, which is also their business and not yours, is that we allow for everything. And this is a vastly diverse experience in this life. So many of us, so many different perspectives. I mean, just think about where you are versus where I'm personally sitting. I have a view of an ocean and a beautiful bird of paradise tree. And you probably are looking out your window at something completely different. That's a different perspective. And I can't change yours, but I can acknowledge it, be with it, allow for it. I know some people are dwelling on the past. That's what holidays tend to do. And in the United States, of course, we have Thanksgiving, and this is the end of our weekend. But I heard something the other day that was really helpful for me. If someone has seemingly hurt you, or you've got something that you regret that had happened in the past, and you're struggling to forgive yourself or forgive whatever it was, somebody said that forgiveness is giving up all hope for a better past. I'll say it again because it really affected me. Forgiveness is giving up all hope for a better past. So what does that look like? It means accepting things as they are, allowing whatever there is to be here, and even at the same time being kind to yourself. So today's practice is about allowing what's here to be here, noticing perhaps your resistance to it, your judgments about it, you're wishing it were different. We all have that. That's all part of our common humanity. And really just noticing the habits of your mind. That's really what meditation is. In addition to being so good for your nervous system and your brain, your body, your attitude, it also helps you to become self-aware, aware of what you're thinking, how you're judging, how you're comparing, what you're saying to yourself, how you're responding to the environment around you, where your mind travels into the past or the future. So with meditation, we start to become aware, and it's a practice for living. You know, meditation's great when you put it into your mornings and evenings. It's great when you go on a retreat, but the real reason to meditate is to have a better life where you are present, loving, allowing, bearing witness to the ever-changing environment and thought patterns and experiences. So you can be right here, right now. So that's the main thing, because many of us are just hijacked by the news, by other people's opinions, by our phones. Oh, by the way, I'm going to shut my phone off and urge you to do that too, unless you're on your phone to watch me. So meditation means so many things to so many people. What it really means is to settle down, determine how long you're going to do this practice for. In this case, we're doing it for about 20 minutes. And with this practice, you may want to set an intention. One right now, if you'd like, to consider why you're here today. One that informs your practice. For me, I want to be more allowing. I want to be more loving. I want to shine as who I am without worrying about what other people think about it. Maybe you have some of the same intentions. I invite you to bring them into your awareness now. So each meditation is informed by this heart's desire, by this wish, which can change at any moment. You don't have to do anything with this desire except for acknowledge it for yourself. And I want to share a few pointers. Meditation is natural. It's really important to recognize that your mind is it's also natural for your mind to have a lot of thoughts. So as we sit down and settle down to meditate, you may notice that as you close your eyes, the mind starts to get louder, or the conversation gets a little more poignant, or whatever happens in there. And that's totally natural. It's okay to have thoughts. Your job in meditation is to come back to this moment, to this experience, to be here now. Secondly, be kind to yourself, no matter what, whether you think you're a good meditator or not. Third, let's not try to have a certain experience other than the one we're having. We can cultivate a certain experience by bringing our attention back and back to what we're doing, but we can't make a certain experience happen. You can't make yourself feel one way or another, but you can cultivate it through the practice. It's always important to begin with a beginner's mind, a mind free from preconceived notions, from expectations, and keeping a beginner's mind as if this were the first time you're meditating. Also, let's stick with the whole practice. Even though your mind or body may protest and say, okay, that's enough, I'm done here, nothing's happening, it's not working, I'm going to encourage you to stick with the whole practice period, because what happens is there's a little part of your brain that calls everything an emergency. It's called the amygdala, and everything's an emergency to the amygdala, including your thoughts, including checking your email, including looking out the window or getting up or having a snack. It activates this little bit of anxiety. It activates adrenals. It activates cortisol, and it activates the fight, flight, flee, or fawn experience. It activates this experience that you feel like you have to get up and do something. I'm going to encourage you to be in your prefrontal cortex, the neocortex, the executor or executive of your nervous system. Who knows better than to get up just because the monkey mind wants you to? So I'm going to invite you to pay attention to your commitment to 20 minutes. Now I'm going to guide you through the whole practice, and we'll come out slowly. After we come out of meditation, I'm going to stop the recording, and then we'll get into a conversation. So I'm checking to see if there's anything I need to know. Is there anything, Shay, that you need to draw my attention to? No? Okay. All right. So ideally in meditation, you sit relatively still with your eyes closed in a dignified upright posture. But if you need to lie down, because it's only the only way you can do it, I invite you to do that. And if you'd like to shift your posture or open your eyes during the practice, you can do that as well. The open eye meditation is an advanced technique, I'd have to say, because the world is very charming. But I'm going to invite you to settle back, like lean back in your energy body instead of leaning in, just leaning back. And we're going to do what's called an open awareness practice. We'll start with a body scan. Make sure you're relaxed. We'll move into open awareness, and we will finish it off with a mantra, which is a word that you repeat or a phrase that you repeat that's like an anchor for your awareness, for your attention. And I'll teach you that mantra when we're midway through the meditation. So let's begin. Beginning is to be right here, right now. This new moment, this new breath. I invite you to deepen your breath, breathing in slowly and fully through your nose, and breathing out slowly and fully through your nose. 3 long, slow, deep breaths at your own pace. It sends a signal to your body that it's okay to relax now. Let the body soften. And as you're sitting here with your eyes closed, You may notice that you're a little more aware of the sounds in the environment. So welcome everything you hear as you refrain from judgment, refrain from preferences, and letting everything be as it is, as you let your breath return to its natural rhythm and depth. You may notice the soundscape consists of sounds far away or close by, or even sounds your body makes in its course of living and breathing. Practice welcoming everything you hear. One way to do that is by simply noticing the sounds as they arise from the silence and return to the silence, just like my voice. Another way to welcome everything you hear is by simply listening to the sound of the sounds rather than trying to identify the source of the sound. Also, as you sit here welcoming everything, resisting nothing, begin to tune into your body with that same loving attention. And as you move with your awareness from the top of your head to the bottoms of your feet, invite your body to soften, be in communion with the sensations, your aliveness. As you relax into this space, refraining from arguing with what's happening here, refraining from distinguishing between pleasant and unpleasant. Accepting yourself and your own experience, struggling, criticizing yourself or someone else, This is the opposite of acceptance. As you sit here, explore the possibility of not having preferences in this moment. Much of our pain comes from not accepting ourselves or someone else. So as we sit here, let's practice accepting what is here right now, the sounds, the sensations, your experience. Allow everything to be as it is. Letting your nervous system settle into the rest and digest response as you let go of having to judge your experience, categorize it, approve of it. You coexist right here with everyone and all things. There's no effort required to be here. We're all held by something much greater and vaster than our personalities. Now bring your attention to your breath. As you do, you may notice that it changes a little bit. Let it be as it is, the movement, the stillness, the inhale, the exhale. Effortlessly moving in and out like you're being breathed. Begin to sense the way your body moves and its aliveness. Even as you're sitting here still, there's movement all through your body, your circulation, your heartbeat, the breath. The coexistence of stillness and movement. Now imagine allowing everything to be as it is. Everything. Without you having to improve it or change it. Without any interference from your side. You're a sentient being sitting right here with nothing to change or improve. You are perfect as you are, even when there's nothing to do and nowhere to go. Holding everything with your awareness right here. Letting go of anticipating, achieving, acquiring. All the sensations that you're experiencing are being met by your vast awareness. And I invite you to consider that your awareness is love, that you are loving awareness. What if you just practice loving everything that you're aware of right now? Everything is co-arising right here. The moon, the stars, the sun, your stellar body and mind and being. Welcome everything without struggling against this moment. I am loving awareness, and I accept everything as it is right now. As I sit here, I welcome everything. Imagine not blaming anyone or anything, including yourself. Imagine, just for a moment, letting go of any resentments and giving up all hope for a better past. As you sit here, you recognize that creativity arises through you as you. The ability to create your life, to make choices, to decide how you're going to be in any moment. This is creative. As you sit here, you recognize that love lives through you as you. And you can make the choice to see the world through the eyes of love rather than criticism or blame. And you can make the choice to see yourself through the eyes of love, the heart of love. You might invite the affirmation, I am perfect, whole, and complete, just as I am. Already, I am an entirely good person. I don't need to wait for something to happen in order to be whole and complete and lovable. Now imagine that you are aglow with the light of love as you sit here. The light emanates from you. Your life force is light. Your life force is love. When the mind wanders to a different story, come back here. Tune into your life force through your breath or your circulation or your energy body. Stay right here where your life is. And if you'd like to repeat a mantra, you can repeat the mantra aham, which means I am, aham, prema, pure love or divine love. Aham, aham, prema, prema. Silently repeating this mantra, or if you prefer the English version, you can coordinate it with your breath. Aham, prema, aham, prema, aham, prema. We'll continue to meditate like this for a few more minutes, and I'll keep track of the time. Aham, prema. Keeping your body completely relaxed and letting everything be as it is without struggle. As you sit here, I invite you to stop repeating the mantra and sit in this open, loving awareness. Continuing to allow everything to be as it is. Letting everything that you are aware of be met with your loving awareness. Every thought, every sensation, every sensory experience can be met with this loving awareness. And as we begin to come out of the meditation, I invite you to bring a smile to your face. And make a promise to yourself that no matter what, you're going to be kind to yourself, even in the face of being resistant, critical, less than kind. You can always return to your loving awareness and being kind to yourself. Appreciate yourself for creating this touchstone of allowing, acceptance, and loving awareness as part of your day and practice. And before opening your eyes, I invite you to take some deeper breaths through your nose. Maintaining your awareness, maintaining your allowance, maintaining your presence. And dwell in this moment as you begin now to open your eyes. You might begin by noticing the light coming in through your eyelids from a lit window or light. And gazing downward, you might open your eyes slightly. And then when you're ready, no rush, but when you're ready, you can open your eyes all the way. It's very important to take your time coming out of meditation, even if you don't think you went very quote unquote deep. Just being aware, maintaining, if you can, this loving awareness And when you notice you wish things were different, just come back to the way things are right now. Your life, people around you. Your business is your peace. Your business is your light. Your business is the attitude you have to allow for everything. So I want to thank you for being here. Thank you for joining me today and all of us being in this circle. Even when we're not together, I can feel you. I know you're here. I know you're here and you're shining your light and you're being the peace ripple that I pray for. So thank you for taking care of yourself and creating more peace on this planet. I'm going to stop recording now.